All right, Deshaun, thank you. Well, the House of Representatives is still without a speaker. Today, members held their first round of votes, but Republicans were unable to get enough support for Jim Jordan of Ohio to win the gavel. WENY Washington correspondents Rachel Knapp and Brendan Scanlon join us live tonight from the U.S. Capitol. Rachel and Brendan, what happens next?
Good evening, Renata. So the House is in recess right now, but we do expect members to return tomorrow morning to vote. But it felt a little bit like deja vu in today's first round of voting. Going back to January, it took former Speaker Kevin McCarthy about 15 rounds of voting before he was able to win the gavel. And from today's outcome, there's several Republicans who did not support Jordan in this vote. And Brendan, as we saw, one of which included Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Kelly.
That's right, Rachel. Congressman Kelly was one of about 20 Republicans in the House who did not vote to support Jordan. Kelly told us when we spoke with him earlier that he's more so disappointed with how the procedure has unfolded. He doesn't really have anything against Jim Jordan, but he's specifically disappointed with how the Republican conference changed their vote after nominating Steve Scalise earlier last week. We also spoke with Congressman Nick Langworthy of New York, who did vote for Jordan, Rachel, today. We spoke with both of them, and here's what they told us earlier this afternoon.
We had a vote in-house, and Steve Scalise won the majority of the majority. That's the Hastert rule. Then we had a group who said, well, that's not who I voted for, so I will not support him if the vote goes to the floor. And my question is, what are we running here? If it's not who you voted for, you refuse to go ahead and vote for this person? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I know that when I've been in my district and what I've heard from people around the state of New York is they want to see a functional House of Representatives. We can't support Israel. We can't do our jobs. We can't appropriate funds if we're not open for business. And we need a Speaker of the House to do that.
Langworthy tells us he's disappointed there was not more support for Jordan in this vote. He believes that Jordan is the person to really unite the Republican conference, especially those far-right Republicans and those moderate Republicans. But Brendan, as we saw today, that's a lot easier said than done.
That's right, Rachel. Jordan faces really an uphill battle at this point to try to gain support from members like Congressman Kelly, who you just heard from. But again, those members are frustrated, Rachel, Kelly included, so much so to the point where he actually introduced a resolution to try and temporarily expand the powers of the Speaker pro tem, Patrick McHenry, at least until they could find a new speaker, or perhaps until mid-November, once all those spending bills are due, to avert a government shutdown. But for now, reporting live in Washington, I'm Brendan Scanlon. This is Rachel.